Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today we got a top 1000 deck for you. Another one going along with the theme of user-submitted supporter decks and subscriber decks. So very excited about this one. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. It's a nice lift and shift and refreshing take on an archetype that we've seen once or twice before. So very excited about this because it is something different within the particular archetype. And we're going to cover the main board. We'll talk about the sideboard. We'll pull those two together in a best of 3 how-to. And then we'll go play some competitive Magic today in Mythic for you. And we'll do it in both best of 1 and best of 3. So I'm very excited about this deck. Now, Planeswalkers, first off, before we get started, I just want to say a huge thank you. I truly appreciate your support. I really do. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on daily content like this. Additionally, down below in the description, other ways to support the channel. I also have my Untapped profile there, so you guys can follow my status, my Mythic journey, all that. And have the companion app down there as well for you, so you can share your journey and track your statistics as well. Now, Planeswalkers, also don't forget to feel free to hop into the Discord channel, and also feel free to become a patron or a YouTube member. Always appreciate that, and lots of great ways to interact. All right, so let's go ahead and check out this deck. So top 1000, primarily best of 1, but we do got a nice sideboard for best of 3 for you today. We have a Orzhov Aggro deck. So technically an Orzhov Lurrus Aggro deck. And this particular deck hails to us from a player by the name of ManBearPig. So thank you, ManBearPig, for reaching out and pointing me in this direction. ManBearPig also was the one that did a Boros Knights deck for us that was top 500. So just wanted to call that out as well. So quickly here, for those of you that are new, those of you that are returning, the deck list is available for you down below in the description. Deck links down there as well. And then additionally, I do have the timestamps down there. So if you want to watch the deck tech talk about some of the cards, and then or jump right to the matchmaking, you guys can do that. So I'll leave that up to you. Anyway, with that said, a Orzhov Lurrus Aggro deck. So Orzhov is the black and white colors, or the swamp and the plains to give us the Orzhov from Ravnica, or the guild from Ravnica. And then additionally Lurrus because of this guy here. So we got a Lurrus of the Dream Den, a companion card. Now it's got lifelink as a companion. Our constraint here, first off, is each permanent card in our starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. So that's all permanent cards. You can see we got a very low curve, so that fits well in the aggro mechanic as well. And then during each of our turns, we may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from our graveyard. So very powerful. And then it is aggro because this is all about a need for speed, taking down our opponents fast, playing low-hanging fruit or low casting cost creatures, and then building them up over time and clearing paths. And this deck certainly does that. So before we talk about the deck and dive into each of the cards, we'll take a high-level look at everything that we got going on, because that's always important here to see what we have and how we're going to play with the deck in its totality. Now, a couple of things here. Again, we're playing, this deck was primarily designed for best of 1. I do have a nice sideboard for you. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then we'll cover a couple things as well in terms of some switches you can make if you'd like to as we go through this. So first off, Giant Killer here. This is a adventure card. It's a creature, but it also has an adventure. We can destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Also allows us to clear a lane with the tap down of target creatures. We have Selfless Savior here, the ability to keep something on the board by sacrificing this creature. Another target creature we have will control become indestructible till end of turn. Then we have Speaker of the Heavens. So here we got a Vigilance Lifelinker. We can tap it, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if we have at least 7 or more life than our starting total, and anytime we could cast a sorcery. So very powerful. Stacks really nice with some of the things in the stack. We have Archfiend's Vessel. So here we have a lifelinker. When it enters the battlefield, if it was entered from our graveyard, or if we cast it from our graveyard, we can exile it. If we do, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. And then we also have Duress here. So target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So very powerful against some more of the mid-range, late-game type decks there. Then we got Glass Casket, a great lane clearer here for our attackers. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less until this leaves the battlefield. Then we got Luminarch Aspirant. So at the beginning of combat on our turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control. Stacks really nicely with Speaker of the Heavens, one of my favorite plays, turn 1, turn 2 kind of a thing. Then we have Seasoned Hallowblade. So here we got a 3/1 human warrior. We can discard a card, tap this creature. It also gains indestructible until end of turn. And then additionally we have Dire Tactics. So a very powerful card from Ikoria here. We get an exile target creature. If we don't control human, we lose life equal to the creature's toughness. So something to remember, but we do have a lot of humans here. And then last but not least, we got Call of the Death Dweller. So here we can return up to 2 target creature cards with total converted mana cost 3 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield, put a death touch counter on them, and also a menace counter on them. So very, very, very powerful in terms of bringing a lot of these things back and giving us a ton of value rather quickly within the deck. And then also our lands. We got 2 Fabled, we got some Temple of Silence, and then we got the Modal lands here. So very, very solid, fast-paced moving. One of the reasons why I did want to cover this deck is it's different than the Orzhov Aggro deck from a while back that we covered actually like a month and a half. And then 2, it's not one of the Orzhov clerics decks. A very, very nice, well-rounded deck. A couple of things that you could consider changing within the mana base. Now, I know the reason for the mana base here is because we have to be direct. We have to have that need for speed. What I would maybe change up is throw in a couple of the other modal lands. Agadeem's Awakening for 1 to give us some additional power to pull things back. Like Lurrus, if we wanted to, we can hit it with Call of the Death Dweller, but just other options to pull a few things back if you need. Additionally, you can pay the 3 land or pay the 3 life in the shock because we do have some life gain ability back here. The other one that I would consider is the Angel one, and I'm blanking on the name terribly right now. Terrible. Anyway, that one you could play, get the 4/4 Angels, give all your stuff indestructible till end of turn, that kind of thing as well. And those are a couple ideas. And then additionally, you could always throw in a Castle Vantress or the Pain Lockwind for some draw as well. So a couple things, but again, this one is very, very particular in going extremely linear, having those plays, being very aggressive in true aggro fashion. So just a couple of things there. And then another cool one that I wouldn't mind running this is the Cleric, the 2/1 with the ability to pull a creature back from your graveyard, and then also has menace and lifelink kind of a thing. I'm blanking on that too. So terrible me. But those are a couple of things that I would consider just looking really quickly at the deck that you could use to optimize. But I am stoked to be playing this today. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Next, into our sideboard. So we're going to talk a little bit about sideboard for the best of 3. I pulled this one together. I wanted to make it a little unique in a couple of things, different from some of the things that you'll see, because then a lot of players aren't going to have that coming or feel it coming. And then 2, you'll see what I mean in a minute in terms of some surprises and other kind of win conditions that generally aren't there readily available. So first off, we have Light of Hope. Here we have an instant spell. We can gain 4 life, destroy target enchantment, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I like this for survivability. This is very helpful against things that are running Bone Crusher, so it could be a mono red deck. It could also be a Ultimatum deck. And then additionally, this gives us some longer term matchup alignments against the Yorion decks where we can destroy enchantments. Gives us an ability to have a fight against those Doom decks. So very, very important there. Something that's really nice in terms of this deck. Then we have Sentinel's Eyes. So here we can enchant creature. It gets +1/+1 in vigilance. Exile 2 other cards from our graveyard. Now we can bring it back. So the big premise here is really, really against the rogues decks. Again, as we get milled, we get more value. It's going to add value on top of the aggro that we have going on here, which is big. It's also, and you could play Light of Hope in that if you wanted to, if you needed the life, or if you wanted the +1/+1 counter, as long as you were kind of dodging there. like some of the direct kill spells that could be in there. Also, this might not be bad against other aggro matchups, giving you that additional value. Just the +1/+1 could make or break, and being both offensive and defensive. So you could consider this against things like Mono Red or even Cruel Aggro if you wanted to. Then we got Blood Chief's Thirst. So very, very powerful removal spell. If it's not kicked, we can destroy creature or planeswalker with convert mana cost 2 or less. If it was kicked, we can destroy target creature or planeswalker. So this is here as some upper end protection, primarily against knocking out other creatures or getting a chance at some of those planeswalkers. So you could run this against Ugin's decks. You could also run this against some of the early game or aggro decks too, like Mono Red, even Rogues as well. We do have Giant Killer here, but consider the Blood Chief kind of the option on both sides. Giant Killer is obviously a little bit more narrow and costs a little bit more, but it is at instant speed versus the sorcery spell speed. So those are some considerations. I would even consider running this against some of the mill decks to get the crabs off the board, those kinds of things too. Now, here was one that I really wanted to throw in because I think it's a lot of fun, and particularly in some of the other aggro to mid-range matches, I think this is going to be a good card for you because of a couple things. One, when we cast a spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life rounded up, so it can make a huge difference on that late game if it gets there. Additionally, its power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. So if you're both playing aggro, you're both dealing damage, this is going to be a very, very powerful card for you, and it's going to be a beast, and it's going to get big really fast. And if it gets removed, you can obviously bring it back with Call of the Death Dweller and lots of things like that. So I'm very, very excited about this. I think Skyclaves is going to work well in this particular board for us today. And then we got Skyclave Shade. So here, again, a very nice aggro creature. It can't block though, and if it was kicked, it does enter with 2 +1/+1 counters, and it's got this landfall ability where whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, if Skyclave Shade is in our graveyard and it's our turn, we may cast it from graveyard this turn. So I would definitely play this against the Rogue stacks. That's one of the reasons why I have it here. Also, it's not bad against other aggro stuff because we can keep pounding in, and if they do go on the defensive, we can still get some value back if we need to with it as well. So those are some good considerations. Also good against board wipes. You could play this nicely in late game matches as well, particularly those that are running white for the good old let's just cleave the board with either the Giants or with the 4-drop, destroy all creatures on the board. If you got a 4 greater creature, you get a draw card kind of a thing. So very, very powerful, still very focused. A couple key creature cards depending on what we're playing, but then also a lot of nice instant speed sorcery spells that will complement the deck really well. And then last but not least, we wanted to make sure that we had some form of graveyard hate and removal. This card does it, and additionally it gets us the value on the strap if we need it. So here, target creature gets -X till end of turn. We gain X life, so we also have an ability to pull some of our life gain back up. Exile up to twice X cards from graveyard, so we get to choose. I like this both on the offensive and on the defensive. Rogue stacks, not bad. Really, really going to be beneficial against some of those mid-range stacks like Rakdos mid-range. Also things like the Mono Red and Mono Black potential. Definitely Mono Red, Big Red. Play other graveyard play with things like Ox or Phoenix. If you run into those, this is going to be very, very helpful in those matchups. And then again, if you're playing a Doom deck and they're running Esper and they got Dance Demands, get those things out of there, man. This is going to be your card to do it. Lots of great options for that. And additionally, you can thin on your end if you need to as well. You just need to be careful because them filling the graveyard is going to help your Lurrus, and you do have Call of the Death Dweller. So that is the sideboard. Again, always feel free. I think this one works well for what we have today, but always feel free to kind of enhance and play around with what you like, or optimize to what you're seeing or how you're playing too. But this is definitely a good one for you. All right, so now when we talk about how we're going to board, we have the aggro, we got the mid-range, we got the late game. Particularly against aggro, again, what I said I liked, I don't mind having Light of Hope in here. It can definitely help. Blood Chief's Thirst can definitely help, and then I do like that Scourge of the Skyclaves. Potentially Skyclave Shade as well, and then also Erebos of Intervention isn't bad. So we got a lot of stuff that we can put in here. I'm going to say like 4 to 6 that we may move around. What I would pull out, I'd probably pull out Duress, to be honest. I don't think you'll get some value, but the return on the value that you're going to get is potentially less. You're better off having, in my opinion, some of these other options in here. So I think that's one. If they're not real big creatures, I would also consider maybe moving out 2 giant killers. We do have 21 lands, so that's fine. I wouldn't probably touch too much of that. I would, if I was real aggressive, I would consider maybe cutting 1 land and going to 20. If I did that, I'd probably go with the Temple of Silence, because I do really want to be aggressive as well. So that's kind of how I'm thinking. You could always cut a Fabled Passage too if you wanted. And that should give you some good lineups. That's 3. You could go 1 there, 5, or you could go 2 here. That's going to give you 6. Lots of good options. I would definitely leave this stuff intact, particularly against the aggro space decks here. Very powerful for you. All right, now when we move into the mid-range, these are going to be things like Sultai. It could be the Rakdos mid-range is pretty typical. You could also play some of the Selesnya. There are some sacrifice decks that you will run into now once in a while that I've seen. And what would I move around here? So if they're not real creature heavy, I'd keep the Duress in. I would consider maybe Light of Hope if you need to make something big. Blood Chief's Thirst for sure. And then I don't mind a Skyclave Shade, and I don't mind the Erebos Intervention, because if you do have to discard, you can bring a couple of these things back. I think those are all good, healthy plays. So let's say 5 to 7, depending on what we're going to do. Where would I move things out? Duress, I said you might keep. If they're creature heavy, then you're not going to, so that could be a slot. I would look again to Giant Killer. I would also consider Glass Casket. If they're not running a ton of creatures, that isn't a bad one. Or Dire Tactics as well, if they're not running a ton of creatures. So you're moving around more optimal things for your particular deck, depending on what you're playing. And that's kind of how I'd look to think about that deck. A Giant Killer does give you a nice chance on anything big. And if they are mid-range and only playing the big kind of creatures like Kroxa, that might be the way to go. And then you can get rid of those, and then you don't have to worry so much about the Blood Chief's Thirst. This is huge, though. If you hit Kroxa with this when it's coming in, it's obviously done. So lots of things to think about. And then we got the Erebos to pull stuff out too. So those are a couple ideas, thoughts for you there. If they are more the control side of things, you're probably going to dump out the Glass Casket, and you'll move some of these other things around. Next, when we talk about the late game, we're considering mainly the Jorgen decks that you're going to run into. These are kind of Doom decks. You could consider like Mono Black control, some of the dimmer control stuff in there as well. Mono Red, depending on, again, those Mono Black, Mono Red kind of can move between mid-range if they're efficient, but they're really late game decks. So we have Duress we're going to keep. If they are playing enchantments, definitely Light of Hope. Sentinel's Eyes you can leave out. Blood Chief's Thirst, maybe. Again, that will take Ugin off the board for you. A little slow, albeit, but still does something. Scourge of the Skyclaves, probably not. Skyclave Shade, definitely not a bad one. Again, getting a 3-1 in, hitting in isn't bad. And then Erebos' Intervention, potentially. So we'll go 6 to 8 there, 5 to 8. Where would I look to cut? You're going to keep the Duress. I'd maybe move out 2 Giant Killers. I would also look at Glass Casket and Dire Tactics. So we got a lot of things. And in that case, if they are really late game heavy, I would actually move Scourge of the Skyclaves in. You know, you want to make sure that you did some damage to yourself. Dire Tactics is one way to do that if you don't have a creature on the board. So, you know, not having this guy in there isn't bad. Having him in is just fine too, as long as you get some damage in against some of those late game decks. You're most likely not going to, which is why you wouldn't play him. But if that game builds, he is a nice buy to slam. That's going to be really hard for your opponent to remove. And then additionally, it takes out some of the cards that you're not going to get any value into. So that is the main board. That is the sideboard. We talked about how we're going to do that and sideboard for our best of 3 matches. So now we're going to go play some competitive Magic here with Man Bear Pig's deck. So very excited about this Orzhov Lurrus Aggro deck. It's definitely performed well for them. They wanted to share it with you here, and I'm happy to be doing that. So, all right, let's go ahead and play some competitive Magic today, and we'll see how it holds up in our, there's my lovely Sultai stuff. You guys can check that out. Let's go into our standard ranked. There is the top 25 Selesnya 4-power aggro deck as well. You guys should check that one out. It's pretty sweet. Definitely a chance to change some of the meta, in my opinion, but maybe this one will too. You never know. So anyway, Orzhov Aggro it is in our standard ranked best of 1 today, Planeswalkers. So quickly here, as always, just a huge thank you. I really appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well to stay up to date on daily content like this, my friends. Other ways to support the channel, down below in the description. Lots of great ways to stay connected in the Discord, comments. Comment questions if you have those things. And then additionally, feel free to become a patron or a YouTube member, as we got lots of great benefits for us to interact. Okay, I like this. I'm going to keep it. I got removal. For aggro's good. Let's view the battlefield. Okay, not much tell there. Love that they have the original sleeves. We'll go back here. We got a 92. I will keep. We got 2 pullbacks here. And the fact if we can get Speaker in turn 1, I like having the Cleric again to get that guy bigger and moving, but beggars can't be choosers here in Magic, that is. So we will play. Let's take our turn 1. Ooh, there we go. So that was a really nice top deck for us. So it looks like we have a Mardu deck. So there are some interesting Mardu decks. I have not covered one yet, per se. This could be a Winata deck. It could be a couple different things here. We got a Knights deck. We have a Knights deck, my friends. I need to consider value here. I'm going to keep this for now. I'll keep my Luminarch Aspirant back. Also, this is pretty fitting since Man Bear Pig gave us the nice Boros Knights deck, but we are running against a Mardu Knights deck. Pretty good. We'll see if we beat their old top 500 deck. Looking pretty good right now. We'll see though. We missed the land drop, so that could do us in. Could do us in. I will block this turn though. Absolutely, I will block. And in doing so, I'm gonna call it Death Dweller, maybe, because I think the Giant Killer might be better for us. And I'm doing that because that protects my Speaker. So it'll protect my Speaker, so then, and my life, so that next turn here. Oh, there we go. We're good. They didn't attack in, and we got another land. So we will play this. I don't think I need a double anything because it's a low stack, so we'll stick with this. I'm gonna do this. unfortunately, they're going to get my speaker here. Good news is... we'll give it to the Black Knights here. And then... so we could bring Call of Death Dweller back this turn if we wanted to. But I think I'm actually... well, I could take him off with that too. Glass Casket. That also means that they have to attack in. Oh, what do I want to do here? I could bring Lurrus back though too. Could bring Lurrus back. I could save this a turn. I'm gonna wait. Going to wait. Ooh, that probably made him think, as I was thinking. We'll see. So we have the Giant Killer, so we definitely will play that. Unfortunately, Call of Death Dweller is obviously sorcery speed. Again, we could have brought that guy back. It just would not have been as much value. And what I may do here is I may give Luminarch the counter. Oh, there you go. So now I wish I would have done it. We'll just block because we can bring it back. Death Touch counter on this one, and this on that one. Oh, nothing like the good old fight as one. I could pull that guy out too. Let's try this. We'll go here. I'm going to save the Glass Casket for Murderous Rider, honestly. here, and we'll have enough for our flyer. And scry. Keep that. So they need lethal here. They need lethal here, or they need to kill my angel. And there is no... There you go. So we can go 5. He'll gain 5 off that. What do we want to kill? 10, 4, 19, 19, 22. So they got decent stuff here. So we need to figure out how we want to block. So we go here. We go here. We go here. What's that give 8, 8, let's see, 10, or sorry, 8, 10, 14, 14. So get 14 through. We can bring this one back. We can bring the other one back. We'll bring him back too. Let's go, we'll keep the doubles there. Alright, so here's how we do this. We could have blocked there, not enough. We will certainly do this first. Okay, then we will play Luminarch, and we'll play this guy, and we'll actually go here. And everything else we have is life gain, and we have Call of Death Dweller still. So we block here. We will block here, we will block here, and here. So we let him go wide. Could have been a problem for us. We got it. Alright, we took down the Mardu Knights Deck. So lots of nice plays there, very thoughtful, worked out nicely against another aggro deck there. Alright, on to our next best of 1 match. What would I have boarded in? I like in that particular one, I would have pulled out Duress. I would have put in some of the direct kill spells that we had. I may have considered the demon guy. Ooh, a top 400, man. 29. I've actually played this person probably a few times. What do we have on the battlefield? Ooh, I'm going to keep this. It's going to be a tough one for us, but let's see what they play first. Ooh, is it mono white? Let's look first here. I'll keep that. Alright, it's a mono white deck, so we're going to run into some problems here. to figure out how I want to play this. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. This is gonna be a tough match for us, my friends. Definitely a tough match. Because now they can go Luminarch, and they can go Selfless. They did not do that. So we will go like this. So this is a good one. We just need to survive long enough. I wanted to get Lurrus over earlier. Now they do have the castle there, so we gotta be careful. I'm only blocking one for now. Now in the upkeep. Let's see if he sacks it. So now we'll block with the Archfiend. I gotta leave it up. So we got lots of good options here now. That I can live with. Oh, throw the Savior at me, please. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I can get one land there, one land. Oh, that's all I needed. But this will work fine. We need to get some damage in. If they top deck removal, they top deck removal. But we gotta start doing something. I could have sat for one return. And that could have made the difference, but we'll see. If they do get Archfiend, they deserve the match. But we can block with Archfiend. Oh. Well, actually, we're okay. We're still okay, because they'll give the counter to the other one here. Block there. They still got a top deck. Still got a top deck and answer. If they don't get spot removal here, if they don't get spot removal, we'll have lethal. Potentially. I think we're good. I think we're good. We got 10 damage, my friends. Oh, so nasty. So nasty. Yeah, good game, Menarch. Good game. I've played it before. Keep it up, my friend. Top 400. Boom! We crushed it today. Look at that. Best of one. We beat the Boros deck. We beat a mono-white life gain deck. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very, very smooth. Now into our best of 3 match, so expected results, to be honest. Good matchups there. Let's go into our best of 3 traditional standard ranked. Again, there's that Selesnya 4-power deck we're talking about. Orzhov Aggro, Lurrus Aggro. We played that right, my friends. And we are off into our best of 3 matchup. Now again, this deck is primarily BO1. I put together the BO3 sideboard for you. You guys feel free to move it around. Want to have a little bit of fun with it today. Planeswalkers, as always, before we play Kevlar here, huge thank you. Appreciate your support. Please feel free, I'm going to move that up. I just realized it was right there. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on daily content like this. Other ways to support the channel down below in the description. Please feel free to become a patron. Always appreciate that. Or a YouTube member. Lots of great ways for us to interact, my friends. All right, let's go ahead. So we know we have, of course, an Ultimatum deck against the Obosh Prey Piercer deck. This is going to be a very, very hard matchup for us. It just seems like these are all the decks I'm playing in best of 3 right now. I'm actually going to keep this because I do have the duress here, and then I do have some opportunities to get some things on the board, and I can look. So I'm okay with that off the bat here. I will take that because I need land. Now here is where some of those modal lands could also come into play. Even with the BO1 matches, the Agadeems have been nice to have. So we will pull that off. go grab another swamp source for us. Now here comes good old Bone Crusher. Oh, wow. They really wanted that draw. Really wanted that draw. So they have to play value now. Well, I'll trade on this one for sure. Because we can do two things, my friends. We're going to get rid of that. We have Lurrus, we can pull it back. Let's see what they got. There we go. There's the ultimatum. And Brazen, you are gone. Guy. So we got this guy's stuff. Now they got a top deck. So if they do get, they can get Obosh in though. And Obosh is going to create a problem for us, for sure. This guy loves to push these caskets back. So here's where we're gonna need to destroy some artifacts, my friends. Good news is we can pull some stuff, but we got this guy, so we don't have to really worry about it. And we will bring in this guy. Well, we should bring this in first. That's the smarter play. We do have Call the Death Dweller though. Let's get the Fiend done. Match. This is just a really hard matchup for this deck, for sure. You gotta think, the Skyclave guy isn't bad. The deck we have is not gonna be well equipped, but we'll move to the next one here. We'll figure out what we can do. Not giving up yet. Still some pretty powerful stuff. Here we go. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do is the question. Well, we will play this. We'll take some life back. We will take some back. I'll play another one of these. Oh, that's gonna kill me. That would kill me. No! We're not gonna have. Need some removal. The deck's got some. It's not going to be strong as much as we want to have. Probably need to deal damage to the face. That's where I would do it. That's where they should do it. There, they figured that one out. So let us use this one of these. Don't have anything in there we can pull. They have plenty of lethal damage. You don't really have a choice. Don't really have a choice. Just trying to make them do a couple things. Turn. That should be out of result. That's all right. There we go. Alright, so this, like I said, is going to be a tough one. Let's figure out how we want to play this. Light of Hope would help us. Okay. Erebos Intervention could help. Skyclave could help. Skyclave Shade could help. Not enough. Not enough direct kill. We do have Dire Tactics. We didn't hit that. Glass Caskets seem to not be super helpful actually this match. So let's grab 2 of these. Let's grab one of these bad boys, and I will grab 2 Light of Hopes. I'm gonna drop 1 Giant Killer. For the Great Henge, big stuff that helps. These guys help. What else maybe do we want? Let's get rid of one of those. We don't need to pull anything from graveyard though. I think we'll do that. That's fine. Oh, we can get a little bit more aggressive on the land too. Let's go 1 land. What do we have more of? Wait. Let's drop 1. It's fine. Oh, what do I want in there? I'll put the Giant Killer back in there. Alright. There we go. We'll see if we can turn it around. Not a ton we moved in. We don't have a lot of great options. But we'll see. If we get 1 on this, we'll be happy. We do get to play first, though. Ooh, not a good start. Let's get more aggro. There, we're going to keep this. I'm going to dump that. Just need to hit that land. If we hit the land, we'll be okay. If we don't, we're done. We're going to be done. I just really like that lineup, so we'll see. Oh, there we go. Phew. Phew, phew, phew. Now, as long as they don't have Bone Crusher, we're okay too. We'll see. Here comes the Bone Crusher. Believe it or not, we would have had our 4/4 Angel turn 3 there. And it would have been absolutely devastating to this guy. And we probably would have had game, too. Because they're short here, if you didn't notice. They have to play Brazen Borrower next turn. Have to play Brazen. They don't have a choice. It's lethal otherwise. That actually. Hit him, exile. Should be in the clear. We'll see. They would need 2 Brazen Borrowers. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Felt good. Felt good. Much better play there that time for us. I'll stick with it. They did a poor job on their mana base. We got lucky. We did get lucky. We could have, though. We very, very well could have, ended that super fast with the priests, the clerics. They would have just dropped those 4/4 angels and it would have been over really fast. They went a little too aggressive, I think, and their deck they probably sideboarded out some lands, would be my guess. Ooh. We have the speaker and we got the calls. I'm gonna try it. I am gonna try it. Because I like the Seasoned Hellblade there too. And that's gonna give us some help on the board. We got what they needed, and we got robbed with a land here. It's good. That's like the best turn 1 play for these guys. So we go with this. I got plenty of stuff to get rid of here too, so I'm not super worried about it. Not super worried about it. We are getting just stuck with stuff that we do not need. Actually do this. Probably could have put the Menace on the speaker, but I actually could have put the Death Touch counter on there too, but it's fine. I wanted to do that to try and get damage through, to be honest. If I can, then I can pull Lurrus and protect Lurrus. Now I'm going right for it. Wow, look at those lands. We are getting flooded, my friends. Another one. Did you guys see that? Another land. That's a pain. That is a pain. Stern Dismissal main board. Wow. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. They have them all. They have all the tricks. Oh my gosh, look at these lands, look at these lands, so many lands on an aggro deck. Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's so brutal. Oh, that's game. That is going to be game for us, my friends. Yeah. Oh, no, no. We got him too. We got the Skyclave, and of course, why not? Huh? Let's grab Boros. Everything they can do is going to wipe us, so it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. We tried. We gave it a good try. We got the one game. I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. I just want to get 1 damage through. So bad. So bad. I feel like they'll kill me next turn. So I'm just gonna play this with fizzles. Oh wait. Oh, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No! I should have been paying more attention. I shouldn't have played the speaker. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. I'll save him for 1 turn. Maybe we can live. Oh, that was my bad, you guys. That was my bad. That would have been... Oh, I want to do it so bad. Please, please don't have another drop. Okay, good. They didn't go to the face. Yes, we may get a chance to use Scourge here. Right, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless they hit him with a giant. They might do it. I'm not going to discard Scourge though. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. No. They could have killed me like 5 times over. 5 times over. For sure. No, it's damage on any... I think it's any creature, right? Any target. Never mind. Could have been 5 times over. So we're not going to make the same mistake. We're going to have fun with this. Ooh. That was cool. Alright. We had fun with the Scourge of the Skyclaves. We got it off. Lot of fun. Lot of fun. So we won 1 of the 3. Very happy with that. Again, tough matchup nonetheless. We crushed best of 1 today. We had some great matches. We ended up 1 and 2 in the best of 3 here. happy all around. Really beating that top 500. Menarch, congrats, man. As always, like I said, I've played it a few times before. Always a pleasure. So very, very happy about that. We performed well. We beat the Mardu Knights deck. We beat the mono white life gain deck. Showed well in the best of one space against true aggro decks. And then played the Temur Ultimatum deck, which is in and of itself already a tough match. So very, very happy with the results of today. Again, here was the top 1K Orzhov Aggro deck by our friend Manbear Pig. So congrats, Manbear Pig, on hitting the top 1,000 with this deck. Obviously, you got our blessing, our faith that it's going to do well. So here we go. Again, a couple of, as I mentioned, a couple of things that you could consider. The modal lands, those things could maybe help you out in a pinch. Could have helped in some longer matches. Again, sideboard 2, had a lot of fun with it today. We got Scourge of the Skyclaves off. So much fun. But really, again, you could optimize a few things. Not a ton that we could have done, to be honest, against Ultimatum. It's a tough matchup for this one, just in general. What you could do, some other strategies that you could do, is you could put in other stuff here that's going to help you and remove Lurrus. Lurrus is just a really good linchpin of this deck, but if you do get to some of those other matches, that could be a good change up for you too. So as a suggestion, I'm kind of changing up some of the sideboard. But with that said, Planeswalkers, really enjoyed this deck. Again, thank you, Manbear Pig, for reaching out and letting me know about this one and sharing it with me today and with all of us. So, Planeswalkers, as always, again, just a final big thank you. Really appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on daily content like this. Other ways to support the channel, down below in the description. Feel free to become a patron or YouTube member. Great benefits, great ways for us to interact, and definitely appreciate that support as well. Please feel free to hop into the Discord server as well. Lots of awesome people in there hanging out and having fun. So with that said, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. Until next time, you keep the aggro alive, and we'll see you around soon, and a lot more coming your way. All right, take care.